Maintaining focus in a world of distractions is a complete superpower, especially when it comes to sitting down, opening up a book, and being one with that book. All those words that are absorbing through your beautiful mind and becoming a part of your essence. So in this video, I'm going to be going through 11 books that have made a big impact on my life regarding my mindset, my nutrition, my fitness, and how it all comes together and how it can make a broader impact in your life. These are some powerful books. They're so impactful. I'm excited to go through them and some of the insights I've gathered from them and how they can make a big impact on you. They'll be kind of like a Spark Notes version of it, me just throwing out some of the big synopsis of it. And so let's dive into them. These 11 books have made a big impact in my life, and I know for a fact they'll make a big impact on yours. Hello, friends in crazy cyberspace. My name is Christian Van Camp, a holistic lifestyle and performance coach, biohacking hippie, and nature enthusiast. I always start off with that intro because it's true. I love nature. I love grounding back into nature and natural healing and natural living. And on top of that, I love all things mindset and self-development. And these books I'm going to go into really are super powerful. And, they aren't the top tier. I know there's no certain level of this being like 1 through 10. They're kind of all randomized when I go through them here today, but these aren't like the top notch. These are the ones I have on hand in a physical copy that I can show you. There's a lot of other ones on the list, and I'll be happy to put that in the notes below in the caption so you guys can look at some of those other recommendations I have. If they've helped me build that mental fortitude, that prowess, and that ability to overcome a lot of obstacles in my daily life. Let's go through the first one I have here, and it's actually regarding nutrition. It's Deep Nutrition, to be exact. This book by Kate Shanahan is so powerful. It's one of the first nutrition books I read many, many years ago. It is one of the very few books that I fully believe in when it comes to all the different philosophies on nutrition. Because as we know, there's a lot of dogmatic viewpoints on nutrition. This one right here goes through all the nonsense and cuts through the nitty gritty on the science and how you can apply this science with overall nutritional intake. Really, it's a little science heavy, but at the same time, it's going to help you so much with understanding the mechanisms of why you're eating a certain way and why your genes need traditional food is the subtitle. It's so true. So lose weight, sharpen your mind, improve energy, look and feel younger, ensure your health of your children. Take the time, take notes. Really, that's the best way to remember this stuff is by having a journal or something on hand on the side of it. Next on the list is a mindset-based book, and it's with Tim Ferriss, but it's more than just mindset. It's everything regarding overall holistic health and optimization. Tools of Titans. I would also add 4-Hour Workweek and 4-Hour Body to this list. I don't have them on hand because I gifted them years ago. But Tim Ferriss, he's a wizard out there. If you guys aren't aware of Tim Ferriss, definitely look into his work. The tactics, routines, and habits of billionaires, icons, and world-class performers. All the brilliant people he's spoken to on his podcast, he's put into this book in a really simple format where it's about like 3 pages, 4 pages of him reviewing some of the major things they have learned in their lives, and he puts it in this book, super easy to read. Like Justin Beretta, he got some amazing athletes on here, just like random stuff. It's really powerful. So I pick this up and just pick up random pages every once in a while. Dr. Peter Attia, for instance, really powerful book, Tools of Titans. Highly recommend this if you want to dive into some overall optimization, nitty gritty work from knowing some of the ins and outs of these brilliant minds in the world. I love my nonfiction books. Most of these here today are nonfiction, but I love to spice it up every once in a while, with some fiction. And one of my favorite, most profound fiction books is the Celestine Prophecy. This is so fun. My friend Gabriel Mazzi, he recommended me this years ago, and it's an adventure book. It's so good. This guy goes through this beautiful, beautiful story of just going to, I believe, Peru and South America. And there's these insights he's looking to grasp, and it relates to the state of the world with the government having control over our mind and spirit. It's so cool. It's a rad book. James Redfield has a whole, I believe, trilogy of this where there's a 10th insight, the 11th insight. And it's just really, really so evoking to the mind and the spirit. It just makes you want to keep reading. Highly recommend the Celestine Prophecy for an adventure book that also taps into a lot of spiritual work. Another mindset book I'm huge on is a Stoicism book, the great Marcus Aurelius over 2,000 years ago. He's the Roman emperor. He was one of the few emperors that actually was very heart-centered and very a moralist. Like he was very moral in his way of life. And Stoicism, this is the root of Stoicism. If you are looking to get the bedrock of Stoicism, definitely check out the amazing book Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. This guy wrote all these journal entries 2,000 plus years ago. It was like 120 AD. And he wasn't expecting any of us to captivate all this and share it into the world. So I'd be kind of frustrated, but he's dead now, but frustrated that my journal entries were given up to the world. But really, really good things. As you can see, I took a bunch of notes on this. Just stoicism in general. The root of it is have emotions, but have control over your emotions. You have control over your mind, but not outside events. Realize this, then you'll find strength. That's a quote by Marcus Aurelius, right? The root of stoicism is retaining a stoic mindset or a very harnessing of the emotions mindset without letting the emotions take a hold of the wheel, right? It's controlling what you have control over. Such a powerful way of life. So get some stoicism in your life. I swear it will change your life forever. Speaking of stoicism and other mindset-based work, I'm a big fan of The Way of the Superior Man by David Deida. He is a freaking mastermind when it comes to all things masculinity, femininity, and really taking it to the next level with all your mindset as a man. A spiritual guide to mastering the challenges of women, work, and sexual desire. Highly encourage you to pick up this book. Every man in the world should read this. It's such a simple read, and it really goes through a lot of things that are just like, duh, I knew that, but then you really apply it. Like, don't get lost in the tasks and to-dos on chapter 14. Like, everything in here is relating to how you can harness a healthy relationship with a woman, with yourself, with your purpose, and really just feeling solid in your day-to-day life. So this book is a powerful one right here. Another masculinity book I highly encourage you guys to tap into is one that is not talked about enough out there. King, Warrior, Magician, Lover. I believe this was written in the 90s, perhaps even the 80s. But these archetypes of masculinity are really powerful. The divine masculinity. We got the king, we got the warrior, we got the magician and the lover. The king is a good idea of this is basically holding yourself solid, being a leader, right? Supporting others despite some of the craziness in life, right? That's the king energy. It's like being on that prowess and that leadership role. And then you have the warrior, that powerful protective energy, right? You're looking to defeat what is in front of you, right? The warriors throughout the ages of China and all throughout the ancient India, like they, even in the Native Americans, they had this warrior, let's push through this fortitude. Let's have that strong, vigorous mindset. The magician is being able to tap into your intuition and that deeper understanding of what is that deeper knowing of how to move in the world and where to navigate all that and speaking with integrity. Same goes for the lover in many ways, right? Not being a people pleaser, but loving all unconditionally. And how can you tap into that in your intimate relationships and relationships with all people? This is really, really good because it has a lot of references to ancient text, which is so cool. So King, Warrior, Magician, Lover, definitely tap into that. Is The Alchemist. I just read this recently. Thank you, Ian Ramser. I appreciate you, man. This one's so good. By Paul Coelho. He wrote this, I believe, in the 90s as well. This has been around for some time, and it's one of the worldwide best-selling phenomenons. It's been around forever, and it's so impactful. I love the adventure this shepherd goes on and travels the world and looking for this treasure, and it's so fun. You just want to keep reading it. But all these fiction books are not just random, right? You can apply all these stories to your life and your story. It's very fun. It's very adventurous, and it really helps you tap into some spiritual love within yourself. One that I finished recently that is super nonfiction, and it really wakes us up to the state of the world with men and how we're struggling, but there's solutions to it. It's The Boy Crisis. Warren Farrell, if you don't know him, please look into him. He has some great books. John Gray as well. I also recommend the book John Gray wrote, which is Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. It's all about the crazy duality of men and women and the difference between the two and the fire and the coolness of both. The Boy Crisis is really powerful. It's kind of depressing because the stats on here are very deep, but it gets you to realize, like, what can I do about this as a man? If I raise a family, how can I raise a boy into becoming that strong warrior in the world? Because we're getting into a culture now that is way more feminized, right? And I'm sure you see this. Men are becoming more feminized. Women are becoming more masculine, right? It's very unique. And so how can we find that divine balance in raising our boys? The subtitle being why our boys are struggling and what we can do about it. And some of the major takeaways I've gotten from this is just, really being as a father for your son, being there to play with him, get him involved in sports and group activities and community so he can play with other boys, challenge him, play and tussle with him, right? Get into that like ancient energy and make sure he has a rite of passage. So he isn't just going through the world and he doesn't know when he becomes a man. Because in our day and age, it's kind of confusing, especially in our Western world. We don't have a defined boy to man transition, right? It's just like high school, college. Then what do? Find a job and live under an office all day. Like there isn't that defined energy like there was for thousands of years, where these boys would go through these quote unquote traumatic spiritual, physical, and mental events that transition them into a man. So highly recommend The Boy Crisis. Another solid nutritional book I'm huge on is The Good Gut. Read this years ago. It's taking control of your weight, your mood, and your long-term health. And it's all about the microbiome. If you're wanting to geek out on nutrition, understand what's going on inside of you first with the microbiome health, your digestive system. This goes through a lot of the science on it, how to jumpstart a healthy gut microbiota, because your microbiome is your second brain, guys. So if your microbiome is suffering, there's dysbiosis or lack of harmony of the gut bacteria, your brain's going to be suffering. Your serotonin is going to be suffering, because 70+% of your serotonin is produced by your gut bacteria. So really, this one's a big, powerful one. A lot of these books I'm referencing all here are very simple to read, but take some time to take notes. It's really important. The Rain Barrel Effect by Stephen Cabral. This naturopathic doctor, Stephen Cabral, really impacted my life in my youth. It's all about Ayurveda, how a 6,000-year-old secret holds the answer to finally getting well, losing weight, and feeling alive again. He's an Ayurvedic practitioner. He's powerful. The Rain Barrel Effect is the idea that our body is a rain barrel. And over time, we end up filling up toxins within this rain barrel. And this is coming from environmental toxins, bad food choices, pesticides, all the things in between. And once that gets to the very top of that rain barrel, you don't see it happening until it just starts overflowing. This is when dis-ease or lack of harmony occurs in our body, right? Diabetes, hypertension, a heart attack, any of those things. Our body starts filling up with these toxins until it can't take it anymore and it pours out. That's the phenomenon with the rain barrel effect. It's really simple because he breaks it down to where there's like simple paragraphs to read, like basically sentence by sentence. Talks about toxic enemies, things that you can work through, and it's super, super easy to read. So, highly recommend The Rain Barrel Effect, one of my favorite books for optimizing detoxification efforts, knowing what's in your environment, how to work with it. Last little icing on the cake is one of the most powerful ones of all time because it's a hefty one. And it's Boundless by Ben Greenfield, one of my biggest inspirations of all time. Ben, if you ever see this video, I love you, man. He's really changed my life. His podcast, Ben Greenfield Fitness, all that's so good. Boundless is literally a Bible on how to live life optimally. It has all the biohacks you can imagine, all the things with fitness routines, nutrition optimization. There's diagrams, there's pictures, there's all the little things that can help you take it to the next level as a man or woman in this crazy modern era. I'll read you some of the back of it. In Boundless, you'll learn science-based, proven techniques to banish stress and kick cortisol goodbye, safely boost your brain power with nootropics, which I love, smart drugs and psychedelics, end insomnia, manage jet lag, and get the best night's sleep, build an unstoppable immune system, biohack the bedroom for better sex and stronger orgasms, find your right diet for your individual biochemistry, and much more. It's so amazing. I mean, you got some of the amazing recommendations on the back, like Mark Sisson, Rob Wolf, JJ Virgin, all great people. So Boundless is a good one. It's really a hefty one, so you can pick it up, and all these different things. It's an encyclopedia Bible for health. That's it, guys. I appreciate you following along on this crazy journey of some 11 books that I've read in my life that have really made a big impact. I read these once every year or two, and they really are a good refreshment. I appreciate you guys. If you have any book recommendations, put it in the comments below. I'd love to see anything because I'm looking to build a big master list of books to continually evolve with. And I want to hear your favorites and why you're reading it as well. Not just what, but the why. Okay. What were some of your big impacts in your life? As always, please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell icon so you get further updates on videos coming out. I love you guys. I appreciate the support. And share this away to people that also want to get into some more book reading. I love this type of stuff. And if you got any recommendations on other videos to come out with, please put it in the comments as well. Get that comments, just stack it up. I love these things. I will connect with you personally. And namaste. Have a beautiful day.